Thank you, Samee. Well, welcome everybody to the conference on AIDS, Confronting the HIV/AIDS Pandemic in the Middle East. I'm Fred Donner. I'm the director of the Center for Middle Eastern Studies, which is sponsoring the event with a lot of help from some of our friends. Samee will talk about that in a moment. I hope you all had a nice bracing walk to get here this morning. It's a characteristically sort of stimulating Chicago morning in the winter. I just want to say a few words about the Center for Middle Eastern Studies. It's a kind of interdepartmental and interdivisional unit at the university which is charged with coordinating and stimulating and encouraging activities of all kinds dealing with the Middle East, essentially from the rise of Islam to the present, with a real focus on contemporary events as much as possible, although we have a strong historical component here as well. It's the locus of a federal Title VI grant, which helps to not only pay our staff salaries and some of our lecturer salaries, but also to support some programs. I think most importantly, in recent years, it is the sponsor of a 2-year master's degree program. It leads to a master's in Middle Eastern Studies, which now accepts about 30 students a year. So it means we have 60 students, 60 MA students, and I'm very proud to say that we have really spectacularly good students coming into this program now every year. And what you're going to see here is a reflection of that, because this whole project was really conceived and organized by one of our MA students, Samee Sulaiman, and with help from some other students and from the center staff. He was able to put this together, and with funding which he found from other institutions or units, which he will detail for you in a moment. So it's a very lively MA program with wonderful students, and it's one of the things that makes the CMES a really great institution at the University of Chicago. I know Samee is going to thank the official sponsors, among them CMES itself, of course, but I'd like to just single out my associate director, Tom McGuire, standing at the back, who was the one who did a lot of the sort of heavy lifting in terms of organizational work, making the practical arrangements to make this come off. So we all owe Tom a big debt of gratitude for that. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to Chicago if you're not from here, or welcome to this event if you are from here. It's great of you to come, and we welcome especially those of you who are making presentations today. Look forward to this being a really fascinating event. Thank you all very much. And now, Samee Sulaiman.
Hey everyone, thank you for coming. I wanted to thank our sponsors, first of all, mostly the Center for Middle Eastern Studies, because they helped me organize this. Also the Chicago Center for HIV Elimination, the Franke Institute for the Humanities, the Middle Eastern Studies Student Association, and the Norman Wade Harris Fund. So when I started organizing, when I first approached Professor Donner and Tom McGuire about this event, I was surprised they were extremely excited about it, but I shouldn't have been, because last year the Center for Middle Eastern Studies actually organized, with the help of a student, the Women's and Children's Health Conference, specifically about the Middle East. So I was really excited to see that, and I was really excited to see that area studies could take an interest in something like public health, which is, to me, really important and requires a lot of interdisciplinary research. This conference is kind of conceived with that in mind, that a problem like HIV is extremely socially complex, extremely politically complex, and should require sensitivity to the various cultural specificities and political specificities of a particular area. And I hope that this event kind of begins to do that. And I'd also like to think that, for me at least, public health, in my opinion, is kind of one of the most accurate indicators of social justice, and that's something that's really important to me. So when we pay attention to public health issues, we're actually paying attention to how various social justice issues manifest in the health of people. And HIV in particular is a very socially complex disease which targets a lot of vulnerable populations. So with that in mind, I'd actually just like to go ahead and introduce our first speakers. And also, actually, before I do that, I wanted to thank a few particular people, Samee Sulaiman, who helped me organize the poster, design the poster, Minot for helping me advertise by putting it up somewhere, and especially Tom McGuire, who I can't count how many times I knocked on his door and asked him if I could talk to him for a minute, and ended up being there for at least half an hour. So he helped me a ton, and I can't thank him enough. And Professor Fred Donner for introducing the event, and also for being so open to this idea.